Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's session, we are going to learn about Ansible configuration. Now you might ask why this is important, because almost every Ansible command you run depends on Ansible inventory file or Ansible configuration file. Already we have covered about Ansible inventory file, so here we will talk about Ansible configuration file. It decides like which inventory file I have to use, which user Ansible has to run. If you don't understand this properly, you may get unexpected result. And that is why it is very important for us to start here before moving into advanced topics. This video is part of our step-by-step Ansible Automation tutorial course, where I cover everything from basics to advanced. This is actually our third video in this series. So these are the topics I will be covering throughout this video with practical demos. Default Ansible configuration file, where it is located and what is inside it, and how to change inventory through Ansible configuration file, and how to overwrite config values through the command line, and how to use multiple Ansible configuration file and order of precedence, and how to check which config file is being used. And as always, I will give you some tasks to practice it at the end of the video. My name is Selva and you are watching Learn-a-Ticket tutorials. If you are new to our channel, I have already uploaded a lot of videos on DevOps and cloud like Git, Jenkins, Docker, Kubernetes, Terraform, OpenStack, and even I have uploaded free courses on YouTube for free. So if you are interested in learning and want more knowledgeable content, make sure to subscribe now and click near the bell icon so that you will get notifications immediately whenever I upload new videos. Alright, let's get started. In Ansible, if you want to run an ad hoc command or a playbook, Ansible will always look for two main files. As I said before, one is Ansible inventory file and the other one is the configuration file. Of course, the inventory file is a file where we have already defined the set of servers where the task to be performed. And we have covered already the topic in the previous video. The second one is the configuration file is a main configuration file of Ansible where we will define how Ansible should behave. If I have 50 servers in the Ansible inventory file, Ansible will try to run the task sequentially, which means one by one. But if I want to run the task on 5 servers in parallel, that is called fork settings or parallel task, which means the task will be performed on 5 servers parallelly, then the next 5 servers, and it will keep on continuing. So all these behaviors of Ansible can be changed through Ansible configuration file. So in this ad hoc command, I just used Ansible followed by all. So which means this all defines that it will run this particular task, whatever I am giving further, will be run on the servers mentioned in the inventory file. So this particular parameter is specifically for inventory file. Rest all will be based on the configuration settings. But here I have not specified -i specifically, which means it will look for the Ansible inventory file from the configuration file that is available default in Ansible itself. So according to that default configuration, it will look for the file called /etc/Ansible host. Let me run a quick Ansible ad hoc command. So Ansible takes the server list from the inventory file. If you don't mention which inventory file using -i option, it will fall back to the default inventory file. So how does Ansible find which host file to use? Simple. It finds the host file mentioned in the Ansible configuration file. Say I want to ping a server. So these two servers is already listed in my inventory file. That is why the ping command works, because Ansible correctly found the inventory file. I didn't give any special -i option to override. I just run Ansible all command with task. So Ansible automatically looked into etc Ansible host. Let me open the etc Ansible host file. Yes, here if you see, I have 2 servers mentioned here. That is why the task being performed for 2 servers. So this is a default inventory file. And similarly, we have the default configuration file. That is etc Ansible, ansible.cfg. Now in recent times, Ansible doesn't always have these files by default. For example, last time I have created the host file inside etc Ansible manually. But even Ansible picked it up automatically. Same way, we can create our own ansible.cfg for default purpose and we can use it. Let's see how we can create the Ansible configuration file. Go to a search engine and search for Ansible configuration file. Here you will get the search result from docs.ansible.com. You can open this Ansible documentation link. Here if you scroll down, so here is an option to generate the Ansible configuration file. It will have the default settings. Let me just copy this command and run it on my terminal. So this is the file in the current directory. Since this is in my current directory, what I will do, I will move this ansible.cfg file which is generated now to the default directory of Ansible. Now we have Ansible configuration file in the default Ansible directory as well as we have the inventory file. Now I don't have the ansible.cfg in my current directory. Let me rerun the command again. Still, it has got two servers because the file we have generated that also will have the default settings where the inventory file is mentioned to look for host file under default directory. That is, we have got this servers. So how do I confirm which configuration file is actually being used? For that, we can run the adhoc command with -v option. This will show me in the first line that which config file being used by this Ansible command. So here it says clearly that using etc ansible/ansible.cfg as config file to perform this task. Again, for testing, what I will do, I rename that file to something else. Ansible.cf_backup. Now if I run the same command again along with -v option, it says no config file found. So it is using default inbuilt value. So here the Ansible says Ansible can work even without a default configuration file because Ansible itself has the default inbuilt values. Then why do we need the Ansible configuration file? That is because when you want to customize or change the default behavior of Ansible, then we would need the Ansible configuration file. So let me restore back the ansible.cfg file again. So I restored the backed up file to default name, that is ansible.cfg inside the default Ansible directory. Again, I will the same adhoc command with -v option just to make sure that it is getting the Ansible configuration file. Here it is saying that it is using the ansible.cfg file inside the default Ansible directory. So let me open this configuration file and do some modifications. So it will be very lengthy file and it has lot of parameters. So we need to find the right parameters that we need for our project requirement and we need to modify it accordingly. So don't get confused with all these things. Slowly you will understand everything when you do lot of practices. So these are just a key value pairs. You will have some parameters and value of it. If you need to change something, just uncomment and update the value. For example, let me search for inventory. Okay, here if you see, there is a field for changing the inventory. So that is why even it is commented, Ansible has taken this as the default value. This is the inbuilt value. So if you want to change anything else, then we need to uncomment it, which means we need to remove this semicolon and we can give our own file. I use the inventory file something like host_prod. This is how you can change the values. Now save and exit from this file and run this command again along with the -v option. Here it says it is using the ansible.cfg file as a config file, but it fails because Ansible couldn't find the inventory file because I have not created any inventory file like host_prod inside etc Ansible directory. So what I will do, I will copy the inventory file. It is already available in etc Ansible as host_prod. Now let me open this file. Here I just add only one server, that is 56.12, and save and exit. Let me run the command again. It has taken the by default configuration file and it has taken only one server that is mentioned in the host_prod inventory file. That is why we got output only for that particular server 56.12. But it is failed. That is because we don't have the user server on the target server, because we have created a dedicated user on all the clients. That is Ansible. Either we can change the Ansible user in inventory file, or we can override the user with the option -u with the add hoc command. So again, it has taken the default configuration file, and also it has taken the inventory file that is mentioned on the default Ansible configuration file. That is why again I have got the output for 56.12 alone. Here this time I have got the response from the server. So it has a lot of parameters, you can change it, okay, like inventory file, sudo access, galaxy servers, even configuration values, so many more. But still we can override almost all the options what is there in the configuration file. Like what we have done for inventory file, we have used -i. For user, we have used -u, right? So if you want to know all about these parameters, what you can do, you can check out that Ansible default configuration file, or on the search engine, you can search for Ansible configuration. Okay, here if you see, there is a configuration settings link. Just click on this and go through this page. You will have all the options with clear details. So we need to find the right parameters and we can choose it if that is needed for our project requirement. Let me exit this file. Okay, now what are the values I can override with Ansible add hoc command? So let me run Ansible alt and hyphen, and I will press tab twice. Here you see some of the options, right? These are the parameters, you can override it. So let me create a file name called servers.txt. I will update my second server, that is my CentOS client server. I will get the IP first. Okay, it is 56.22. Okay, so server.txt has only one server, that is 56.22. In the add hoc command, I will use -i to override the inventory file. So this is how we override the allowed options. As we have overwritten the inventory file server.txt, it is that particular Ansible inventory file is used and it has performed the task on the server mentioned in the inventory file, that is 56.22. Okay, now let me rerun the command again without overriding the inventory file. Now it has taken the inventory file mentioned in the ansible.cfg, that is host prod, where I have mentioned only 56.12. Now the main concept of Ansible is Ansible supports multiple configuration file with different priority levels. I will tell you why. Because in real-time projects, we won't depend on default inventory file as well as default Ansible configuration file, because each project will have different requirements. Like it will have a different server inventories, it will have a different set of servers, it will have a different set of users, different set of methods. So if you depend on only the default Ansible configuration file or inventory file, for each time we need to update the files repeatedly. That is again a boring task. For example, patching project might have its own directory, own set of servers. So we will create an inventory and it will have a different requirement. So of course we will create our own config file. If we have another projects for automation, then it will have a different one. So we don't keep on change the default Ansible inventory file or config file. That is why we use such dedicated inventory file or configuration file. Alright. So Ansible has set of priorities. So it will check the configuration in particular order. Again, on the Ansible configuration page, scroll up little bit. Here you can see there is an order of configuration file. First, it will look for an environment variable set or not in the user from where you execute the Ansible playbook or Ansible add hoc command. If the environment variable like Ansible_config is set, then this particular config file will have the higher priority. Here if you see, the default Ansible configuration file, that is ansible.cfg, under the directory etc Ansible has the least priority. That is why the highest priority values are failed. That is why all the time whenever I run Ansible ad hoc command, it has taken the default configuration file. Alright. So if you set an environment variable, that has a higher priority. If not, the second value, that is ansible.cfg file in the current directory. If you have any ansible.cfg created in the current directory from where you run the command, that has a higher priority. Let's say you don't have an Ansible config environment variable. Also, you don't have an ansible.cfg in the current directory. Then it will go for the third priority, that is hidden ansible.cfg in your home directory. If all these fails, then it will look for the default Ansible configuration file. Even these four not found, then Ansible will use the inbuilt default values. So that's how Ansible find its configuration. So as I said before, when we perform any task or automation, of course, for that particular project, we will create a dedicated directory and will maintain all the files inside the directory. Here I have a patching directory. Here already I have an inventory file being created for this particular patching purpose. Similarly, I will create an Ansible configuration file as well, right? So what I will do, I will copy my default Ansible configuration file from etc Ansible directory and I will keep it in the current directory, that is patching. So as per the highest priority, the first is environment variable, then we will check for the ansible.cfg in the current directory. As the file will exist here, so Ansible will take this as the configuration file for now. Now what I will do, as we have the Ansible inventory file in the current directory, I will update my configuration to find the host file or inventory file in the same current directory. So I will search for host here and on this inventory value, I will update my inventory file. Okay. So save and exit from here and I will run the simple ad hoc command along with -b so that I can confirm which configuration file is used. Okay, now if you see, it has taken the configuration file in the current directory, but it couldn't find the inventory.txt under etc Ansible. So let me open the file again. I will change the path. Now save and exit from here. Again run the command. Now again, it has taken the ansible.cfg from the current directory, as this is the high priority for now, as I don't have environment variable. So the task performed on the servers mentioned in the inventory. So that's all for this video. So far we have learned what is Ansible configuration file, that is ansible.cfg, and where it is located, how to change the parameters in the Ansible configuration file like inventory path, and how to override configs with -i for inventory, and how multiple Ansible configuration files can be handled and how to check which config is active. Okay, now it's your turn to try these small tasks to build your confidence. Task 1. Run an ad hoc command without touching ansible.cfg, that is a default file, and see which inventory it used. Task 2. Create a custom inventory file with at least 2 servers and update that inventory in your ansible.cfg and verify it. Task 3. Override with -i option for another inventory in your ad hoc command. Task 4. Create an ansible.cfg file into your current directory and check if it takes properly the precedence. And task 5. Use -v option and confirm which config file is being used. If you can do these all tasks, then you have mastered Ansible configuration basics. If you found this video is useful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. If you have any doubts or if you want me to make video on specific topic, please let me know in the comment section. Thanks for watching. See you in the next session. Till then, keep practicing and have fun.